Backstage buzz, we prep for the sound. The curtain falls and the crowd's all round. The night's still young and the stage is set. Our voice is ready, no time for regret. Wisdom and laughter in a verbal embrace. Tonight we're ruling this electric space. One and real release time for us. Diving deep in after-show debates. Acolyte with hot takes so contentious. Hearts race on, our pulse relentless. Yeah! We're alive with every mic. Yeah! Like the stars and like the night. Yeah!
What it do, Naysayer Nations? We are back with another Aftershow Podcast, and it's been a week. It has been quite a week. A lot happened in the world. Obviously, the elephant in the room, something that everyone has been talking about. We finally got the Suicide Squad gameplay for This Is Freeze. all that much hyped about traversal, we finally got to see it in action, and it looked pretty cool. So we're gonna talk about that, as well as we're gonna go over Comic-Con, the whole Suicide Squad update. We obviously got to talk about the boys, the Acolyte, and of course we're going to do a little deep dive into Comic-Con and what to expect there. Of course, obviously, I actually was thinking of when the shooting happened, I almost DM'd you and said,
"Oh yeah,
we should go live."
Oh wow!
If he died, I would have. If Trump didn't make it, I would have gone live with you. I would have gone live immediately.
I couldn't remember if we had done a show since that happened.
We didn't, but I thought about. I was literally hovering over the Twitter DM thinking, should we?
I had to get off the internet, man.
Yeah.
It was a disgrace to the human race, to be completely honest with you. Like, I don't like the guy, don't get me wrong, all right? But, like, CNN's headline was Trump falls at rally. I
saw some wild. I saw startled by loud noises.
Yeah. Like, I'm sorry. Listen, okay. I understand they don't like him. They're going to do everything they can to like devalue everything about him. I get it. He's not a good person. But you cannot have this with political rivals. Okay. It's not about him, the person, as much as it is the precedent and what it is. You cannot have like the supposedly unbiased media showing their bias and openly rooting for him to have been killed. Like, it's gross, it's disgusting, and these people that are acting like it's okay would be the first ones to cry foul if the shoe is on the other foot. You know what I mean?
Oh, the shoe's on the other foot. They'd be calling for a prison sentence. They be like everyone who support every supporter prison. Like it would be like, yeah. I was hoping like, oh, maybe this will be one of those times where people kind of take a break and come together. And as soon as I went on Twitter, I was like, nope.
Yeah, I mean, it was weird. Don't get me wrong. Like, whatever that move was that the Secret Service did to surround him made it look super fake. Like, I was like, that can't be what they were trained to do.
I mean, the whole thing was like, what the hell is like? No one actually thought. Like, it was obviously a possibility, but no one realistically thought, especially because of how it happened.
Right.
Like the comedy of errors, like, especially, at the time, obviously people immediately went to the conspiracy. So I was like, okay, well, let's see what it is. And the more facts and like the more interviews they do with the Secret Service, the more I'm like, what is what is going, like the head of the Secret Service, like people were blaming her immediately, you know, mostly because she was a woman and that was appointed by Biden. And you know, they were saying DEI hire, but when they asked her why they didn't have anyone on their roof, she said it was because it was sloped, so it was so she didn't want anyone to slip and fall. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, like the whole thing like is insane. Like they saw the guy, they called it in
multiple times. So there was no emergency channel, or they just didn't use like the amount of coincidences that stacked up. I was like, what? Like, there's no. I like they're usually when conspiracy theories start flying. I'm like, bro, y'all reaching. There's not much. You don't have to reach in my chair. It's like, what?
Yeah, they're open about it. Like the whole thing is baffling.
The last I heard, they also had 2 agents inside the building where the shooter was. So it was like he was like on the roof. They were inside the building and they saw him like looking around outside. And then when they said he disappeared, which means he walked out of view. Like, what the fuck are we talking about?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. And the thing is, if it was the opposite, if that was Biden, you know, it would have just been a different story, you know. And I don't think, and I hate being put in this position where I'm like defending him or like bad people, but like I don't think Fox News would have run a headline, Biden startled by loud noises. You know what I mean? Like they would have taken the situation seriously. And like
maybe they would have. Fox News is pretty terrible.
No, I agree, but like I just feel like I couldn't believe it. Like it was, but then like watching the amount of people that I actually like make just shitty comments because of who it was, not understanding the actual scope and gravity of the situation. Like we just had a presidential candidate, like an attempted assassination attempt on a candidate in 2024.
I mean, the memes were fire though. The memes were when I saw 50 Cent come out at his show and put up the Photoshop Trump over his Get Rich or Die Trying album cover, and then he played Mini Men. I was fucking cracking.
I heard like an AI.
Yeah, they did an AI Trump
Mini Men.
Yeah,
I heard that. I'm not gonna lie, I chuckled at that.
That was pretty fucking funny.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was pretty funny. Yeah. Obviously, he had a lot of people that were sad that the shooter missed, but there was a lot of surprising people that came out and were just either outright supporting him or just memeing in favor of it.
How about Tenacious D shutting down their tour and Jack Black being like, yeah, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. That's a bit dramatic. Okay.
That's a bit much.
I don't like, look, I understand being surprised by the situation, but like, you don't have to shut down your career. Okay. Like it's okay, Jack, you know?
I felt like that one was, I felt like breaking up Tenacious D was a bit of an over.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was definitely a too soon joke, perhaps, but
yeah,
like shutting down the whole tour and putting all their projects on hold. I'm like, all right. I think we were overreacting a tad. I know there was a lot. The craziest thing that came out of this is one of the craziest things was the confirmation that the right does not in fact have a problem with cancel culture. As we suspected all along.
Yeah.
When it comes to cancel culture, everybody's in favor of it as long as it benefits them.
Well, what I've seen in these situations is it's like tit for tit, you know, like that's how they want to go. I know it's tit for tat, but like it's funnier the other way.
But you love tits, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like I feel like a lot of the times, and I'm not trying to take anyone off the hook, but it's like, well, this is what happens when it happens for them. So now how does it feel, you know? And it never fixes anything.
It doesn't. But there's also like a clear explanation. Like there's one, it's one thing, this celebrity said something I don't like, so I'm gonna yell until they get deplatformed or whatever. But I saw some lady made a comment about how she was sad that about the shooter, not succeeding, and someone and the right literally doxed her, and someone actually showed up at her job at Home Depot and harassed her in the register, calling her names and filming her, and then Home Depot responded by saying, "Oh yeah, she does not represent our values, and she is no longer at employee." I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and this is the shit that I hate, man. I fucking hate this shit. I hate it when anybody does it. It's like, you know what? It's like we're all just saying things like I don't like what they're saying, and I don't like, but like, come on, man.
Yeah, it's what. Yeah, okay. You can dunk on them on Twitter, but doxing them and then showing up at their job, like, come on, bro. What are we doing?
Yeah, like this is the type of thing that like, it's like Drake and Kendrick, settle it in the rap game,
Yeah. Keep it in, keep it in the studio. Keep it out the streets. But yeah, don't take it too far. I saw also Kick banned that streamer Destiny for 2 weeks, and Elon demonetized him because he said he didn't care what happened to any of the Trump supporters that got hurt.
Did you see Elon like set up like a special hashtag with the picture of Trump, that like iconic photo of Trump with the flag over his head, and he's like doing the whole power fist thing? There's actually, I don't know what it is, but there's a hashtag for it that shows that picture.
If there was any doubt before, Elon confirmed he is a Republican.
Yeah, and I'm afraid that I'm afraid this might actually be true. I've actually there was like a black comedian I saw that was doing a set in a mostly black crowd, and he's like, "How many of y'all are voting for Trump now?" And like everybody raised their hands, and it was like he's like, "Oh, he survived getting shot," like
they're all racist.
Yeah, I mean,
I think Biden is, from what I'm hearing, Biden is about to drop out. Like he caught COVID at the perfect time. He's about to drop out. I don't know if they're going to go Kamala. I mean, technically that's the line of succession, but I'm hearing they might just have Kamala decline to run and have like Newsom or somebody. We'll see.
I don't know. Like, I feel like Republicans are very united at this point, and I feel like every election lately has been so close, like that there's like so little wiggle room.
Yeah.
And I don't think Newsom, I don't know, man. I just, California is just a mess.
I mean, they laughed about Mr. Beast, but
well, he's not old enough.
They can make it. Biden should make an executive order.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what we do at this point. I'm worried either way.
Maybe The Rock can run.
I don't think he wants to give up WrestleMania next year. They've got a big storyline right now. I mean, they're all setting it up for them. So he ain't going to be the president.
I mean, you know what's going to happen, right?
What?
It's going to be Hillary again.
She's probably. I mean, she probably feels like she's entitled to it.
It's going to be Hillary. It's going to be Hillary v. Trump too. I'm calling right now.
Yeah, that would be a disaster too. That would actually be worse. That would actually be worse than Kamala or Newsom, I think, because now she's like 8 years older and that much more bitter, and I'm all set. I hate Hillary more than just about anybody. Anyway, breaking news.
Yeah, what's this breaking news you was hyping up?
I have massive breaking news. I've been looking forward to this.
He's really gassing this.
Yeah, this went down. This went down like literally when I tweeted that. All right. I just want to say this from the bottom of my heart. Fuck you, Sadot the Gamer. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you.
He actually got it. Damn it.
I didn't want to tweet that. I wanted to tweet that, but I didn't want to tweet that.
I think you definitely wanted to tweet that.
I really wanted to tweet that, but I'm trying to get better.
This is honestly worse news than the assassination attempt.
It probably is for you. Like 7 weeks in the making. Okay. And it is sad that I troubleshot it myself and figured it out. Okay. You want to know what I did?
Actually praying that they would never come.
I switched to Finite Crisis. I logged out of the game. I switched all the way back to the vanilla mode, logged in the game, and there it was.
I thought you were going to say you suck someone's dick to get
that. I did not do. No, so
you gave some support.
Yeah, so basically, I should be WB support because I'm clearly smarter than them. So, and you know what's really cool about it? It actually like drips like clay.
Oh.
So I did not, however, get the gold dolls that I'm supposed to have. So that is another problem for another day.
We won, Marshall.
But,
it's not over yet.
Yeah. Well, there it is. Like, just there he is. I'm gonna basically I don't know. We're gonna turn that into something, and it's basically gonna say "fuck you, Sadot."
That's why.
So
truly a sad day in America when Jayshockblast gets what he wants.
Yeah.
Speaking of Jayshockblast's favorite game.
Oh boy.
What did you think of what are they calling her? They, them, Freeze, Mrs. Freeze.
Well, it is Mrs. Freeze, so it can't be a they, them.
Yeah. Everyone just assumed because of the haircut, but she is in fact she, her. She is married to Nora, and she says, "Nice to meet you." So suck it. But they showed off some gameplay on a couple of days ago. Surprisingly, we got a big blog. We got to see it in action, and I don't know, Jay.
I think
it looks pretty cool.
It really does, and the thing about it is that this could very easily be Killer Frost
or Iceman
or Iceman
or
Frozone. Any other ice characters?
Those are only non-anime ones I can think of.
Okay, well, yeah. Listen, the perception is the biggest problem. I mean, other than working, perception is the biggest problem this game has.
Right.
And the Mrs. Freeze did not help.
No.
If this was literally just Killer Frost, or Captain Cold, I think everything would be so much different. Or maybe not so much different, but it'd be different enough.
The reception would be better.
Yeah.
There'd be less memes.
Yeah, because like quite frankly, this is sick. Like honestly, I don't know how it's gonna work like in long distances, you know what I mean? Like I can't picture it like going as fast as like Joker or Deadshot. But I hope it does.
Oh, she seems to be moving pretty fast here.
Yeah, I don't know how long it's gonna last. You know what I mean? Like how long of a burst? Like you think about Deadshot, he has to do that like kickstart.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see. It looks good though. I like it.
Yeah, in general, I think the traversal time seemed to be like 5 second total before there's like a cooldown that kicks in unless you have like an extra perk. But that just looks awesome. And they also were going over her perks, her the different weapons, and finally cryo. All you cryo enjoyers are getting your day. I've been intentionally not using any cryo weapons because cryo is kind of ass in Suicide Squad, but I now have an actual reason to whip out some of that Penguin gear. I don't know if I'm going to go full set for Penguin. I know the One Piece bonus is definitely probably worth using. It gives you 2% shield when you shoot a frozen enemy.
Mm-hmm.
But the full set guarantees all enemies are frozen by your traversal attack, but the traversal attack does no damage. I'm not sure if that'll be worth it if you're on Mrs. Freeze, because you'll be able to do a lot of freezing, and she got some cool stuff coming with her. So I'm looking forward to that. But the most exciting part of this update for me personally is that they're finally adding storage.
Yeah.
They actually just tweeted this out earlier today.
It's a box and it says stash.
It is a box. It is not just any box, Mr. Shockblast. It is the answer to our prayers. We've been asking since launch. Hey, we're going to need more space. There's not enough. It's not enough. You're going to be releasing all these weapons and stuff. We need more space to put this here, and we're finally getting it. So I am excited. But yeah, speaking of the skins, I don't know, Jay. It's like they learned it's like they conceded that they were wrong, but also not, and kind of tried to double it down, and it's just not working. Like, straight up, when it comes to the battle pass, even if I could get it, even though I'm pretty sure I could get it for free without spending, I don't know if I'm going to unlock the battle pass this time.
I don't know. That Deadshot one looks kind of cool. I like it.
I knew you would, but I'm looking at this once again. Captain Boomerang does not get any skins on the battle pass, and at least last season's, they look kind of cool. They look pretty. I thought the Wayne Tech theme was pretty cool. These look ass, bro. I'm sorry. These.
I like them. They're cute. They're cute.
I like the Joker's face.
Yeah, the Joker's is my least favorite. I like Deadshot and Harley a lot.
If we could just get the Joker face and hat, but on like a suit, like because this looks really this was really cool. It reminds me of Cesar Romero.
Yeah, that's
a really cool Joker look for the head. But I know they're not going to let you mix and match, because why would they? It's only a live service game built around cosmetics. Why would you be able to customize your gear or cosmetics? But the one good thing that seems to be coming not on the battle pass are these Arkham family outfits. They're going to have classic outfits inspired from some of the Arkham games for Deadshot, Harley, Freeze, and the Joker, and they're going to have swatches themed after Grundy, Two-Face, and Ra's al Ghul, and of course that's the Harley, the highly requested Arkham Knight Harley outfit, censored of course, so kind of defeating the purpose. But
it still looks great.
It's still a cool looking skin, but yeah, the fact that they censored it immediately is going to cut the sales in half. So I don't know why they just couldn't just. You already went back on your word. You already went back on your morals by putting it in the game at all. There's just no point. And like they made a big deal in the game by including a cutscene where she sees the outfit in her locker at Task Force X and then throws it away. And then you just turn around and add it into the game anyway. So you might as well just get just leave the original in there. Like you conceded. But I'm looking forward to seeing what the other ones are. I mean, the classic Deadshot is going to be interesting to see how they implement that one.
It's just going to be the original Deadshot outfit, but still the same.
I mean, there is a glitch in the game that turns Deadshot into the classic Deadshot. If you catch my meaning, but if we get the Mark Hamill Joker as an outfit, that's definitely something I would pick up. Otherwise, and if they basically just have a Mrs. Freeze one that just looks like Mr. Freeze, I'll probably look into that. But I was not particularly excited about the cosmetic offering so far.
Yeah. I mean, I thought they looked pretty good. I mean, the Riddler one, I don't know if you showed that.
No, fine. Yeah, this might actually be the only skin Boomerang is getting in the new season. I'm not even exaggerating.
I mean, there's something about that looks weird. He looks fat. Like, not that I'm in a position to criticize, but like,
did you just fat shame Captain?
I did. I just fat shamed him.
How dare you, sir?
But like, look, he looks like weird. Like it looks fake. It looks like they like Photoshop the outfit onto him.
He definitely does look like a thick boy. Might be the beard, yeah.
He's been
bagginess.
He's been on the sideline for outfits so long that he's just been hanging out at Big Belly Burger.
I just depressed, eating his feelings. It is like noticeably weird. Like two seasons in a row, you don't have one of the characters on your base roster included in any of the Battle Pass cosmetics. Like, what are we doing?
Well, I have to imagine that Joker is just insanely popular to play, and that's why they did that. And then they did, Mrs. Freeze because she's the new character. I would guess 3 of the 4 are definitely the 3 most popular. I feel like Boomer and Deadshot have to be close. I don't know. I don't know what made them decide.
I feel like they're just doing it to save money, and they decided that they like Boomer the least, and they were just like, fuck them.
Yeah, I don't know how that saves money though.
Because I mean, every making cosmetics for any character, that's more resources, that's more expensive. So it's like, all right, well, we have to do Harley because she's Harley. We have to do the DLC characters. We can't ignore Deadshot because that's racist. So, well, Boomer, he's Australian. He sucks. We'll just leave him out of it. We'll just exclude him from the cosmetics, which I think is bullshit. Like it just shows it has to be like a resource thing because it's not just the fact that Captain Boomerang is not getting stuff on the Battle Pass. It's also the fact that they just don't have that many skins.
Yeah.
And skins are literally their entire business model. unless they think like going forward, people are just going to pay $10 to buy the characters early. But it's not like it's not like it takes that long. I mean, it's not like the first Descendant, like which a lot more people are playing. But when it comes to unlocking characters, and that one, holy shit! like outside of like Bunny, which they fortunately normal Bunny, which only takes an hour. Every other characters, it could literally take you days just to get the materials that you need to craft them, and then they'll make you wait another 16 hours.
Yeah, I saw something about that.
For once you try to craft them, for the crafting to go through, unless you pay them more money to skip the crafting time. It's fucking bullshit. Whereas it now just felt silly seeing complaining about the Suicide Squad stuff, because it's like, okay, you play, okay, and because they've even lowered the requirements, like for the Joker, you had to get through season rank 35 to get to the Joker, and now they reduced it so that you only have to be season rank 25 instead of 35 to get freeze. So you play killing time for like once, probably at this point, twice at most. You that'll get you to rank 25. Then you do the Brainiac fight. You win, you get freeze. It's like less than an hour, unless you're terrible at the game.
Excuse me. Yeah, probably. So I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think everybody is going to be a little bit more patient this time because we've already gone through the process. So you know that you don't have to necessarily, run out and buy Joker. In this case, Mrs. Freeze. Plus, I think people like just wanted to be Joker that bad. So I don't think people are gonna be like, "Oh my god, I have to be Mrs. Freeze right this second."
I don't know, Jay. Did you see that reversal? I
did.
I think people are going to be breaking down their doors trying to get into their room so they can download this update. Assuming it doesn't get delayed. I mean, could you imagine?
I had people actually trying to convince me that getting the game for free wasn't worth it.
That's actually not surprising at all. Like the crazy thing about Suicide Squad is that it's definitely attracted some very unhinged individuals who hate this game so irrationally. They've never played it, but there's some who just made it like an ideological thing. They follow all the culture warriors, so they make hating on this game like a political statement, and then they're just people who are just weirdly obsessed. They have to comment on every post like, "Oh, this sucks. This is the word." Like, bro, move on with your life.
Well, you do know that the Sweet Baby comments are going to be coming back with Mrs. Freeze.
Oh,
and they made it extremely easy.
that 100. I mean, it's right there. I mean, Mrs. Freeze instead of Victor. She's married to Dora. They said, "Fuck it, we don't care."
Yeah. Yeah, I think this is a case study in not understanding your market. Because I think Arkham fans, especially with Arkham Knight, have shown that they're pretty outspoken, have shown that they're going to like make a big deal out of nothing.
Yep.
And like it's not like a shock, okay? Like this has been established. So like when you go so far off script, it's gonna, you had like, I don't know, like I've said this, like I feel like so many times now, like it's cute. Their idea was cute. Elseworlds is cute. Those Toyman outfits, they're cute, but like it's like it's so detached from their fan base. Like they want it, they're too serious. And I feel like the real loser out of all this is Gotham Knights, because Gotham Knights, like if you had a choice of the two games, which one you would want to be the live service and which one you would want to be one and done, I think we all would pick Gotham Knights.
100 times out of 100 Gotham Knights.
Yeah, and like because it was set up perfectly for episodes. And implemented well, and I don't know why it didn't just go through it. It seems like they were going to, but Gotham Knights deserved better.
It definitely,
and there it is right there. You know what I mean?
It definitely felt like there was definitely a major pivot during development,
right?
Because the not just from going from previous gen to current gen only, but you can tell the loot system was definitely kind of half baked and not finished, and we found out later there was a bunch of content they never released, like Catwoman, Grundy, Two-Face, and then we had not long after the leadership from from the studio just all left like within the same week.
Yeah.
So there was definitely some stuff going on behind the scenes, and it was weird because we heard from that one executive that apparently the game had met their sales goals. It wasn't like it didn't blow them away, but I felt like it should have maybe they didn't think it did enough to warrant further development beyond the 2 DLC that they did, and doing the Game Pass deal. But I feel like even if right now, if they packed up Suicide Squad and said, all right, you know what, we're going to go back to Gotham Knights. If they announced a Gotham Knights DLC tomorrow, a bunch of people would go back to the game.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I do, but I think we're too far gone on that. I don't know anything, but I feel like they're probably well underway on whatever is next.
If it So last we heard from W Games Montreal, they're working on a support studio helping Monolith get the Wonder Woman game out the door, because apparently that has some kind of snag. And there was a rumor that it might have to do with monetization. That there was I don't know how valid that was, but we do know that WB is very adamant that their future games utilize some sort of games as a service. Doesn't have to be a full-on live service game, but it does have to have some kind of monetization going forward. So that could be a thing, but that's what W Games Montreal is working on, in addition to that single player game that people are hoping it's Superman, but we don't know what it is. We just know it's a single player Unreal 5, supposed to be a DC game. They've been working on it for the last couple years. I don't know if they hired a creative director yet, but that's the last I heard. They're working on it. So it looks like Gotham Knights is fully gone. I kind of wish that instead of sending Rocksteady's devs to leave Suicide Squad and go on like the Hogwarts Legacy director's cut, I kind of wish they just sent them over to pick up Gotham Knights and do a Batman DLC just so I could see like the hundreds of thousands of players that will come back just to play as Batman.
Yeah, I just feel like it's too much. It's gone. It's like too long has gone by. I mean, I guess you could always revitalize anything, but I don't know.
Never underestimate Batman fans. Like they got Suicide Squad, they were mad. They got Gotham Knights, they were mad because they couldn't play as Batman. They finally get a new Batman game announcement, Arkham Shadows. It's VR only. I mean, if you told them like, okay, guys, you want to play as Batman in a new game, he's coming to Gotham Knights, I feel like they would all come back for it.
Yeah, it's certainly possible.
Even if they charge for it.
Yeah. I feel you. And then the great thing about Gotham Knights is if that would work, you've got that possibility of more episodes. You already have the world built. It's just a matter of like, building little bits and pieces. So I don't know.
And it's not like it's in an unfamiliar engine. Like, part of the problem with the Avengers game was that, they chose to make it in Foundation, which made things complicated because it's not just because it wasn't, properly designed to suit a multiplayer game that they were trying to make, but because it was a niche system, it made hiring and onboarding devs difficult, because then they had to spend months catching them up on how the system works. Meanwhile, they were transitioning to Unreal 5 anyway, so they weren't even going to fucking use it. So it was like, so in this case, it's like, oh yeah, well, it's Unreal, so they can pick it back up. I legitimately, if I was the CEO of WWE, I'd be like, all right, you know what? Avalanche doesn't need your help. Go to Gotham Knights, pick that up right now. I want you to make it a playable Batman DLC. You make it a prequel. Whatever you got to do, put them in, make it work. We're gonna charge $10 for it.
Yeah,
the money.
I would love it. Well, then you know what would happen? It would be like, but the DLC was free in God of War.
Yep, and you know what? People would while those people were whining on Twitter, everyone else would be would be in the game playing Batman, because it could be years before they get to do that again on console, because what else is there? We know there's not they're currently pitching a new single player game. Rocksteady is, but we don't know if what that's going to be. If they're going to do a superhero game, we don't know if it's going to be Batman. And even if it is, this game, whenever they greenlight it, is 4 or 5 years away, maybe. Yeah. There's nothing. There's Arkham Shadows is Quest 3 exclusive, so unless you get a Quest 3, you're not getting it. No one else is working on a Batman game as far as we know, unless someone decides to do a Arkham Origins remaster. So it might be a while before they get their hands on a Batman. I'm telling you, it's an opportunity. It's right there.
Yeah. No, I feel you. I don't know, man. It feels like
Captai's in. Like everybody would be in on this.
Yeah, it just feels like so many of these devs and studios are just like so in love with themselves and needing to put their stamp on everything to just give people a straightforward experience, So I don't know.
And that comes, and that will just come down to, once again, maybe some more oversight and being more careful about what people you put on certain projects. And I think studios are going to have definitely started cracking down more and being more mindful of how they're spending their resources, because they do recognize in the AAA gaming spaces that stuff, the reason why they used to call it AAA is because there was a bare minimum expectation of success. It's like they were supposed to be safe bets.
Yeah. Almost missed this one. You do not need 30 frames or you do not need 60 frames per second. It's fine.
I would much rather have new DLC and at 30 frames than 60 frames.
People that complain about 60 frames per second drive me insane.
It's
not that big of a deal.
If they announced tomorrow that they were updating Gotham Knights just to add 60 frames, I would not fucking play it. Yeah. I don't care.
Like, listen, don't get me wrong. Obviously, it'd be a nice thing to have, but the amount of people that feel like that's like a breaking point for a video game, like, it's just, come on. Like, it's not that big of a deal.
It literally is. I'd be like, oh, cool. Gotham Knights at 60 FPS. Okay, boots up, first descendant. Like, I don't care. I literally don't care. Like, I want new content. If you're adding a Mr. Freeze episode, I'll be right there. You're adding a new playable character, sign me up. 60 FPS, don't care.
Yeah.
At all whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just my eyes are trained.
I feel like the 60 FPS stuff is mostly coming from like PC players.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, like, I don't play a lot of PC stuff because I've been having trouble recording, but like, I get it, man. I got like sweet monitors that do 120 frames per second, and like it looks good. I get it. I understand. But like, it's not like a massive difference, It
really isn't. It looks good at 30. It looks good at 60. I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
It does not matter.
Like the problem is that there are people that like take it to the point where if it's not 60 frames per second, I won't play it. And that's the part where it's like, I mean, listen, you do you, fine, but like, give me a break.
I at no point ever has a game being 60 or 30 influenced my buying decision, and it never will. Now, yeah. I care if the game runs at a steady whatever frame they advertise.
Yeah,
like otherwise, Otherwise, it doesn't matter. Now, there was that rumor. I reported on this earlier that Rocksteady was hooking up a Justice League game, 30 FPS. I hope that's a single player. This was obviously take a grain of salt, but we do know from the Jayshockblast article that in addition to that pitch for the single player game, they're working on the director's cut of Hogwarts Legacy. But he didn't mention what the single player game was. There's a rumor that it's a Justice League focused game where you start out as Batman and Superman. Conceptually, I think it sounds pretty cool.
I think it would be so on brand if it was like when you said Justice League focused game. Like it'd be so on brand if you start off as like Jimmy Olsen and you travel around Metropolis taking pictures of the Justice League. Like that would be hilarious.
That would be hilarious. I don't think it would be on brand for them. It would be hilarious. On brand, I guess, would be if you started out as I don't know, Black Canary.
Yeah,
you had to save the Justice League or something.
Yeah. I mean, but like something like that, you know what I mean? Where it's like, oh, the Justice League is in this game, but you're playing as a nerd with glasses and a camera. Yeah, you're Peter Parker without like the Spider-Man.
So Pokemon Snap at DC.
It would literally, yeah. Like I thought I was thinking that. I was like, it would be like it's Pokemon Snap, but the Justice League.
Yeah. Well, the idea of the claim behind rumor is that this is basically like a makeup game because the WB said, hey, we're not going to shut you down. We're going to give you another chance, but now the pressure's on.
Yeah.
After how much of a disaster Suicide Squad ended up being.
The biggest issue is the game just has to work. Okay, yeah. Like if the game worked from launch and like there weren't people like Doomkiller that like literally couldn't even log into the game for a month.
Yeah,
like that would have helped a little bit. It
would have helped. It would have helped a big deal. Like not having offline mode like Marvel's Avengers launched with definitely hurt the game severely.
I mean, but like the game, as far as like level design is concerned and story and
that was the larger issue.
Especially cinematics, like they got all that right.
Yeah, I feel like the I think the problem was that the cinematics were fantastic. The writing for the most part was pretty good in terms of the jokes. The first 2 hours were really, which is what we basically played in the closed alpha, were really good, and then the rest of the game in terms of level design and stuff just didn't quite live up to that. Especially the boss fights, they just got progressively pretty shitty, and then the end game just wasn't enough to hold people's interest, especially when it ended up being like months in between that launch and season 1, with nothing to hold anyone over, especially cosmetics. At least Avengers would be like, okay, well, you may be waiting for the next content update, but in the meantime, you could always count on the new skin being in the shop every Thursday.
Yep, and we all logged in for it every Thursday,
right on time. And they didn't even have that, so it definitely felt you could definitely tell the inefficiency, which according to the Shry article came from Jamie and Sefton just simply not knowing what they were doing and wasting months and cumulatively years of everyone's time and resources on indecision and starting and stopping stuff that didn't even end up in the game, so that they didn't really have time to add stuff or do stuff they need to do. That seems to just be the case, and I guess I don't know how you could fix it. I guess you go back in time. I don't know how you fix that. It's just a matter of Jamie and Sefton reportedly just didn't know what they wanted. They wanted to make a completely different game, and then no one else wanted to make that game, and they were like, "Oh well, why don't you make Suicide Squad?" And they didn't know how to approach the Suicide Squad game.
Yeah, it's a shame. I mean, it is.
Yeah, reportedly, Jamie Sefton, they started their new studio, Hunter Star, and their first game is going to be financed by Xbox. So good luck.
We'll see.
We'll see how that one turns out. Still don't know what game that is. It would be hilarious if their first game ends up being that puzzle game that they started before they did Suicide Squad. I think it was called Stones. It sounded fucking horrible. And apparently people familiar with it agreed. So I don't know if Microsoft would cut a check for that one, but who knows? It's Microsoft.
Yeah. Just give me a sec. I'll be right back.
Yay! We get a break from Jayshockblast, so we could go to the chat, have a little party. Rocksteady going to take an easy route. So yeah, the easiest route would just be to make another Batman game. But I feel like that'd be too easy. That's why I like the Justice League angle better. Like, you still let people play as Batman, but you also, let them play as other members. I think that's a much smarter play. It's obviously the game they should have made from the beginning instead of Suicide Squad. Like 100%. If you polled people in the community and asked them what would you rather have, a Suicide Squad game or a game where you actually played the Justice League, 100% they'll tell you the Justice League. Digital coming through with the 5 New Zealand. How much Arkham Harley have to make in the marketplace to get another season for this game? Millions of dollars that they're not going to make because they decided to censor it. Yeah, like literally, if they want that was a Hail Mary play. Like, if they want to if they were actually interested in financing a new season, because it's not just a matter of the money they've made so far, it's the matter of the lack of players. Like, they could definitely make a lot of money if they wanted to make that play. Do it by by putting uncensored Arkham Harley outfits in the game, putting in movie and animated series outfits. If they double down on like outfits that people actually want, yeah, they could definitely make some good money, and that might get some WB executives' attention. But the problem is that you have, and this is the issue Avengers ran into. Like, if the skins got Avengers through, but Avengers had an advantage. The underlying combat for Avengers is just better than Suicide Squad. Like, for the simple fact that the hero kits for Avengers just felt more unique, and you're dealing with more higher profile popular characters. You're talking about Tony Stark and Captain America and Hulk and Spider-Man, PlayStation only, but yeah, Thor, and compare that to outside of Harley Quinn, Boomer, King Shark, Deadshot, Mrs. Freeze, like that's not really moving the needle, so they would have to make a lot of money, and that would also depend on how they introduce the Justice League coming back, which they're obviously setting up. Like, though, if they can get a lot of players back from that, plus having good cosmetics, yeah, they could potentially make enough noise to maybe make WB reconsider, or but then you also have to realize, like, fundamentally, the game, so much of the game would have to change. Like, they would have to change their approach to DLC characters. They would have to fundamentally overhaul the end game. They would have to do a lot more interesting things with the boss design. Like, there would be a lot of potential work to do. So this is all a huge launch. Like, I'm not counting on a massive No Man's Sky like turnaround, because they've already checked out. Like it just at this point depends on what they've already done and how that hits. like obviously there's going to be a lot of people that come back for Deathstroke, but unless the story has you actually play as the Justice League when you go rescue them, people are just going to, if the mission design and everything is just kind of the same as we've seen in season 1, then people are going to come, they're going to play the new character, for a little bit, unlock what they need to unlock, and then they're just going to dip, and that'll just be the end of it.
I just when I logged in earlier to get my Clayface doll, I realized I'm only like level 22 on the season battle pass on like the part 2 one.
Oh yeah. Well, I finished the battle pass, but usually before I was like interested in at least grinding incursion levels. Now I'm only in like incursion level 111 or something like that.
No, I mean like like on the like the Fear, the second part of the season, how it has like its own like a mini battle pass.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm just saying, like, in terms of like my engagement, like I would like last season, I think I was up for the Joker season. I got up to like I was around at 150. Before I was trying to push towards 200, but now it's just kind of like
Well, I can tell you, I haven't played a minute of the game since actually played a minute of the game since June 4th when the Clayface doll came out. The only time I ever logged into the game was to see if I had the Clayface doll since June 4th.
I played 2 incursions today. When I thought the DLC was coming out, I went on just to clear my inventory because I didn't think they were going to add stash, and I had just too much gear. So I was like, all right, let me just get rid of the gear that I know I'm not going to use.
Yeah.
And
adding to the gear stash is definitely good. I can't believe we've spent this much time on Gotham Knights though, or not Gotham Knights, Suicide Squad.
I mean, it is the game of the in terms of driving the conversation of negativity. It's a game of the year. I obviously
I legitimately do not understand what this means.
If you play Gotham Knights, run 30 FPS, you don't get it. The problem with Gotham Knights, run 30 FPS, you don't get it. I'm guessing he's saying we don't understand his pain about having to suffer through 30 FPS. I personally don't care. I enjoy Gotham Knights without 60 FPS.
I never thought about it for even a second.
Not remotely.
No.
The only thing I noticed about Gotham Knights frame rate was when it was literally just dog shit in multiplayer at launch, and then they fixed it. I was like, okay, cool, it's fine now. Like, I don't care after that. First Ascendant is obviously doing bananas, but your favorite game, Helldivers, has been struggling along with Multiverses. So overall, obviously Helldivers is definitely definitely take the win. I mean, they sold 12 million, even if player numbers have slowed down, as the devs are currently on vacation, so it'll be a while before they can come back. But
I've been playing college football all week.
I know a lot of people have been playing the college football. Not for me. I'm a basketball man.
Yeah, I just I've really loved it. It's not like it's very rare that there are games that I just play offline, and I don't know how to turn this into content. I don't think anybody wants to watch me play college football.
I think they definitely would have.
I don't play it on the hardest difficulty, and I don't play it like I don't simulate it. I just play it to have fun and just like go ham.
Sounds like a good time. I play. I've been bouncing around different games. I just got Kanutsugami, Path of Goddess. They sent me that. It's pretty good. I like it.
I played that at Summer Game Fest for a little bit. Like not like a lot of it. I played for about like 10-15 minutes, and it was pretty cool. I love the art style.
Yeah, it definitely. Yeah, as soon as I first saw the art style, I immediately thought of this really good anime that came out called Hell's Paradise from the Mappa played it. It looks just like it.
Yeah.
It's a really cool action anime, and I immediately thought, oh, that looks really cool. And I was concerned that it was going to be turn based, but then when I saw it was still a strategy game, but also had real time action, I was like, oh, this is cool. So I played a little over an hour of it on stream the day before it launched. Shout out to Capcom, and I was fun. I think I'm actually going to finish that one. The combat was really good. I enjoyed the real time combat. Then they introduced kind of the strategy aspects. You have to assign roles to the different villagers, and you position them at different points. You got to do repair. It's a nice little time. So people who like the real time strategy stuff get a little something. People who like me who like to dodge and slash stuff, get that fixed. I like it. I'm a fan of it. So I didn't even message you beforehand, but did you watch the finale of The Boys?
I did.
Okay, good. So otherwise this would be awkward. So, oh man, I have to spoil it for you.
No, I watched that, and I watched Acolyte, and I watched House of Dragons. I'm all caught up on everything.
So that's funny.
I know we haven't been talking about House of Dragons, but
just in case, I have not watched any of the House of Dragons.
I don't even know that I could tell you what's going on.
Yeah,
like I don't know the name of a single character.
Same. I watched the first 9 episodes of season 1, and I was like, oh, this is pretty decent. And then for whatever reason, I just didn't finish that 10th. And then they announced season 2 was coming. I'm like, okay, this maybe it's time to get into it. So 4 episodes deep into season 2, I'm like, maybe I should finish that episode. So I start on episode 10, immediately get distracted like 10 minutes in, and I haven't gone back.
I understand everything that's going on. I just have not learned all their names. Like I know that Damon is Matt Smith's character, but I couldn't tell you the name of anybody else. I know who they are and what they're like who they are in the scheme of things, but it's good.
Yeah, that's exactly how I felt after season 1, because people were like, oh, because I feel like because of how polarizing the final seasons of Game of Thrones were, people kind of just like latched on to House of Dragons because it was like competently made.
Yeah, but
it was not, to me, it wasn't like even close to as good as Game of Thrones was.
There have been some cool things that have happened. There was like a meeting of the 2 girls, the main, the 2 main girls, ladies, women.
Those ladies,
yeah,
people.
And there was like a revelation that came from it. The daughter of the king that died, who is claiming she should be the queen, and the mother of the current king, who was married to the king that died. Those 2 people, Allison, I think, and the other girl, I can't think of her name.
I tuned out halfway through.
Yeah. Yeah, they had like a moment, and there was a revelation when Allison said something about her father, her husband, so the other girl's father, and why he said that their son should be the king and not the daughter. And it was like, oh, that makes sense, but like, other than that, there have been a few people, there have been some deaths and everything that were like kind of shocking and interesting. It's I was trying, Lucky Raygun, I was trying not to like to do spoilers. Okay. I was trying to like explain it. That is what I'm talking about.
Eventually I'll watch. I
was trying not to be spoilery with it, but like I thought that was a really like cool moment, I feel like
that moment sounded amazing.
I feel like part of the problem is like we heard about this story a little bit in Game of Thrones.
Right.
So like I already kind of feel like I know what's going to happen, but I'm trying to figure out like where everything is. I did see one really cool fan theory that I don't think is going to be true, but somebody's saying that the Matt Smith's character is the Ice King guy.
Oh, the Night King.
Yeah, the Night King.
Because he's
Like,
tall and pale.
Yeah, like I don't know if that really works itself out, but
and
yeah.
He was in Morbius, so it checks out.
No, I know that Game of Thrones spoils how it ends. I understand that. I just can't figure out like who all the different characters are to match up with the story. I understand that aspect of it. But yeah, it doesn't work out at all. I got you. Okay. So yeah, then I don't know. I'm just saying that was a fan theory that was out there that I thought was kind of cool. I'm just saying I loved Game of Thrones, and it's funny because like we're in that time frame where Game of Thrones was out, and like every time when I log into my like Facebook memories on like Monday, it's got like some kind of it's got some kind of thing like reminder.
Yeah.
Like the Battle of the Bastards anniversary was recent. It's wild how that show was it for everybody. You know what I mean?
It's nothing quite like it. I feel like The Boys had a chance to be that.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, Amazon still insists on releasing their new episodes in the middle of the fucking night.
Yeah.
instead of in prime time.
What did you think about this episode? I'm torn.
So there was some people torn. I felt like the finale of The Boys was fantastic. I thought it really did a good job of kind of tying the season together while setting up for the future. I thought it was really good. Because I felt like that we were due, for like, okay, though it might have an episode that's like, okay, this is mostly cool, don't like this or whatever, but I think the last two have been really good. And I enjoyed how they resolved it. I like it was interesting. It was interesting the direction they took with Ryan. I thought he played it. I thought he played it well. They were obviously he has some issues with his dad, but it was clear from the situation with Butcher that even I mean after all the fucking horrible things they told him that Homelander did, the thing that set him off was that they brought him there so that they could train him to kill him.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? Like, oh yeah, he murdered a bunch of people. He essayed your mother.
Yeah.
But you want me to kill her? Like, it kind of feels like Ryan just is kind of in denial because he's similar Homelander. He's desperate for that. He's desperate for that father figure, and he's like torn between Butcher and Homelander, and you could definitely tell he was just someone who just didn't want to, as bad a guy as bad as he maybe sometimes view Homelander. Homelander does try his best to put his best foot forward in front of Ryan and show him some cool stuff. And there's also a part of Ryan, as we saw in that scene where that guy was making that intern uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And Ryan like tortured him. Like, even though he was, he was doing something heroic, he definitely was, getting off on that power of being able to, humiliate that guy and get what he wanted. So I thought they did I thought that was a really kind of cool job of kind of foreshadowing a potential turn for Ryan later on, because he didn't go full Homelander, but yeah, he definitely has that in him. That influence was was undeniable to a degree, and obviously he didn't mean to kill her, but he definitely felt a lot less broken up about it than the first time he killed somebody by accident. So it was cool. I thought that was a really powerful scene, and it ended up being the thing that set Butcher off and made him go over the edge and finally agree on the deal with Kessler to go full Venom symbiote, which was another insane scene.
I didn't like that being the power, but it makes sense. Like it had to be something like that.
Yeah.
With what he did to it was Ezekiel.
Ezekiel, yeah.
Yeah, like it made sense that it had to be something like that, but I don't know how I felt about it. I was a little. That scene was a little tough for me, but because I feel like I get it, but I also I don't know. I feel like Newman. I get why he did what he did, but I do feel like that was the wrong move.
In terms of like strategically,
yeah.
So yeah, that's an interesting thing because Sister Sage came back into the picture. Revealed that they basically she's still the smart person in the room. And, she accounted for Homelander fucking everything up, and it ended up working out for anyway because if we think about it, even if they like Newman was planning on resigning anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was going to resign because they were going to come after her. So she was going to resign, and the plan was just to put her into hiding. She would resign, and she would go off with her daughter so that they wouldn't target her anymore. And regardless of whether she resigned peacefully or not, Sister Sage had the president on film admitting to ordering a hit on Newman. So he would have had to go anyway.
Yeah.
And then if Newman resigns, it's still, even if she's not dead, it still ends up going down to the guy that they blackmailed.
But when Sage did that, she didn't know that Newman was dead, did she? Or had that already come out?
Oh yeah, at the time, yeah, it already made the news.
All right, yeah.
That Newman had been assassinated. That's why, because Homelander was watching it on TV.
That's right.
They announced Newman had been assassinated, and they were bringing President Singer away in handcuffs.
That's right.
Because of the video.
I thought for sure that Sister Sage was gonna turn on Homelander, and like when he got rid of her, that she was just gonna go over to Huey and the boys and like show them how it's done,
So I didn't think she would ever do that because I thought what she might do is do the plan her way, but have some kind of contingency potentially to get Homelander out of the way, and maybe team.
Yeah, that's true too.
Because Miss Sister Sage made it very clear she agrees with Homelander. Like that the reason why she went along with Homelander is because he lit a fire under her because he was speaking her language. She hates humans, dating back to that story she told about what happened with her grandmother, and she thinks they're inferior. She thinks the Supes are the superior beings, and she absolutely despises all of them. So I didn't. A-Train is just a guy who wants to be, who deep down just wants to be a real hero, and he wants his family to look up to him. So that made sense why he would go over, because he was never a true believer. He was just kind of going along with it because he wanted to be a superhero. But Sister Sage, no, she's a psychopath. She's super smart, but she hates people, and she wanted to treat them like pup pieces on the chessboard. So yeah, I thought for sure she was going to try to do some variation of the plan. I just thought that she might do it without Homelander.
Yeah, I honestly forgot the whole she hates humans part, her grandmother's story. That's true. That was a good call. Yeah. All right. So yeah, I should not have thought that. I not the biggest boys fan, obviously,
Hater.
but I did enjoy the season. I thought it was. I liked how grounded it was. I don't know. I don't always love the good guys always losing kind of routine.
Yeah.
Like it's not like necessarily my favorite thing. Like I feel like you should at least get to take a step forward every once in a while.
I mean, there were steps. So
Yeah.
the interesting thing is that people assumed this wouldn't be the case, but it looks like now the boys is heading towards more or less the comic ending, because before, when they revealed that Noir wasn't a Homelander clone, they were like, oh, they're just not going to do the comic ending. So people, but we're basically there for the most part. Like, Homelander's not the president, but he's basically, because the current president is basically a figurehead. He does whatever Homelander says, and he just went along with it, with anything like that. Butcher went bad. He's got the virus. He's got the powers, so he's going to go try to genocide all the soups. I think that's where he's driving towards. He's doing that to I think he's going to drive towards that Las Vegas that I think he said is in Nevada is a topless steakhouse. I think he's going to go. I think he's going to go there. But at least Starlight escaped, and Kimiko finally talked. I'll bet under horrible circumstances.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm interested to see what's going to happen. Obviously something with Starlight's going to happen where she finds a way to rescue them, but I don't know.
Yeah, I imagine that she's going to go underground and try to gather some allies to free the others. I mean, it might even get a little bit of that in Gen V, because the interesting thing is that we only ever saw 2 of the Guardians of Godolphin helping Homelander, and it's going to be interesting to see. Obviously, unfortunately, the actor for one of them passed away tragically in an accident. So they're going to instead of recasting, they're going to change the script to accommodate that. But yeah, if there's only 2 doing the dirty work, are all the Guardians in on it? Are they all helping Homelander? Or I think maybe there'll be like a split potentially with the Guardians, and maybe some of them end up helping the boys with their escape. I think Starlight probably seeks out some other heroes to try to, like A-Train, to try to form a resistance movement to get the boys. Obviously, we saw Soldier Boy, Jensen Ackles. He's back.
Yeah.
I feel like potentially we're going to have a situation where Ryan and a Soldier Boy team up to take out Homelander, because obviously, even though he's his dad, Soldier Boy, not too fond of Homelander.
No.
But he seemed to like Ryan enough.
I don't know when we're gonna get a season 5. So
2026.
Yeah, it seems like it's far away. It feels like everything takes forever to film now.
I mean, it is a lot they're filming, to be fair. But I mean, the time passes. We're gonna get Gen V in 2025 season 2, and then we get the Boys series finale in 2026, and then we get the Boys Mexico, maybe potentially even the year after.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about. I'm sure Billy's going to die in the end, but I don't know.
Almost certainly.
Yeah. I also kind of feel like there's something that's going to happen that saves him, but I don't know.
Most likely, I think Huey is going to stop him from doing a genocide, and he'll die there.
Yeah.
I think that's really going to be how it is. Yeah, Sister Sage is definitely potentially the most dangerous. Obviously, her flaw is that her brain is the only thing that can regenerate. But yeah, she's definitely proven to be the most dangerous, and Homelander was definitely an idiot for pushing her away, but she knew he would, because
I did really kind of like the way that he outed Newman.
that was a kind of amazing.
Yeah, I did not see that coming.
Yeah.
And then he just kind of was like, fuck it.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So yeah, that was
she played that so her acting was fantastic at that moment.
Did you know her and Jack Quaid are actually dating?
They're actually dating.
Yeah, they're like actually a thing.
Jack Quaid?
Yeah, that's who Huey is, right? That's his name, right? Jack Quaid.
Is it?
Yeah.
He's dating her. He's dating Newman.
Yeah.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. Hold on.
Good for him.
Claudia Dumit, is that her name?
Oh, good for Jack. Go Huey. They're married.
Are they married? All right, here we go.
Fact check this, Jayshockblast.
I don't know about if they're married, but
it should be easy to pull up.
Yeah, there's just lots of.
He did.
There they are canoodling.
There's a lot of canoodling going on.
Look at the canoodling.
Officially, they are not married. His dad is Dennis Quaid. That's crazy.
Oh yeah, I knew that. His mother is Meg Ryan.
Yeah, that. Hooray for nepotism.
Well, I mean, it's not really a shock. Like, that's the thing. Like, almost left the studio instead of stopping the screen.
Good job.
That's the thing. Like nepotism. I think there are situations where it makes sense. Like, I think about Bill Belichick, for example. Okay, he brought in like 2 of his sons to be coaches, and I couldn't think of, like, we look at the NFL in general. Okay, right. Like, so many coaches were like former coaches' sons, and that just makes so much sense to me. And for like someone like Jack Quaid, who grew up like the son of Dennis Quaid and Meg Ryan, okay, yeah. Like, of course he's an actor, and like, yeah, of course he started on third base, but it makes sense. And it like there are just some scenarios where, like, you grow up, like, I mean, even Bronny James, like, as much as I think he should have gone back to school and whatever, it makes sense that, like, he had the opportunity, being LeBron's kid, to compete against LeBron growing up and, like, learn from one of the 5 best players ever to play the game, for his whole life. So yeah, it makes sense. And even like Scottie Pippen Jr., Marcus Jordan, like, all these guys had opportunity.
True, though. That was much harder to pull off in the NBA, which makes it. I mean, unless you're of course front office or coach.
Well, I know in Major League Baseball, when they had like 50 rounds of the draft, like, there would be nepotism draft picks at the end all the time, because you're not going to sign every draft pick. Exactly. So guys would, like, draft their kids all the time. But, like, now it's only 20 rounds, and, like, the Red Sox just drafted David Ortiz's kid, and apparently that's, like, a legitimate thing. It was like the 19th round, so it's like, is it that big of a deal? Probably not, but, like, apparently he's actually a legitimate prospect. And, like, but when you think about it, like, in sports, in acting, those 2 things, like, I think it's different than, like, some accounting firm,
because acting especially is not really a meritocracy anyway. Pretty much everything in that industry is achieved through relationships. Like, yeah, like that.
But I think Jack Quaid's a good actor.
Yeah, he's definitely a solid actor. He does it. I mean, obviously the writers do him dirty in the show.
I read something that he like tried to audition for Superman
That's hilarious.
and got like laughed out.
I mean, as he should. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. What are you thinking?
Yeah. Hold on. Let me see if I can find that. That was like something I read recent.
I mean, I would have laughed about the room too. like, come on.
Because he's the voice of Superman in My Adventures of Superman. Here it is.
And he does a great Superman voice.
Yeah.
But come on. You don't look like him.
Yeah. My Adventures of Superman. Jacques Wade reveals he auditioned for James Gunn Superman and explained why he was the best choice. I didn't get very far at all. I put myself on tape and it went nowhere, and that's fine. Like totally cool, specifically because I actually know David Cornswell a little bit. We did a pilot years ago that never went anywhere. I thought there was more about it, but you know,
yeah, he had zero chance.
But yeah,
record. So like there was
Cornswell. Am I crazy or like? Does it kind of suck a little bit that like I feel like I already know the whole movie for Superman?
You do,
like from all the actors, like all the people that are just taking pictures of everything. And also like we're literally 6 days away. Like next week on this podcast, we are going to be talking about Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah.
You know,
and Comic-Con in general. I mean, Comic-Con kicks off next week. Deadpool and Wolverine is on the 23rd. The Marvel Hall H panel is on Saturday.
And keep in mind, unless somebody's standing in the crowd, like live streaming it, San Diego Comic-Con has this absolutely barbaric rule where they do not stream anything. They believe that it is for the fans that are there and for the fans that are there only, which is
very incredibly stupid. But
yeah, like honestly, they could charge $20 and stream it, and people would buy it.
100%.
So I always hate that. Every year I wish I was there.
Marvel streams at their booth, but only like smaller. Yeah,
stuff. But the panels themselves they will not.
The actual panels, obviously people film.
Right.
Right. And upload it later. But yeah, but they don't stream it, which is fucking dumb.
But to the point I was trying to make, like we're literally 6 days away from Deadpool and Wolverine, and I feel like something that I expected was going to happen. I'm not going to say it, but like someone got spoiled today, and I'm really fucking annoyed because like I feel like they've done a good job regurgitating the same scenes for the most part, and now like they're just like there's no like this movie's going to make $1 bazillion. Okay, like let's fucking go. We know it, LFG. But like I just hate that they're giving away so much, and I've done a very good job of like avoiding it because I've kind of been trying to like the whole Trump thing. Actually, like when I said I think a lot of people need to log out for the night, I logged out. I was like, you know what, I'm done for the night. I kind of like checked back like 1 or 2 times, but like I've been like trying to stay a little offline.
I still didn't order my tickets yet. I got
them the day they came out.
I'll do it. I'll probably do it later. I'll get my usual tickets. Yeah, I heard I didn't see anything, but I heard that people were complaining that the final trailer for Deadpool and Wolverine showed too much. I think it popped up on my the shitty Twitter AI algorithm thing. They said fans mad that it shows like literally after that first teaser trailer, I was like, okay, because I know what Marvel does. I know a lot of these studios do this. So I was like, as soon as I saw that first Deadpool Wolverine teaser trailer, I was like, okay, I saw what I needed to see. I'm not watching a single trailer for the at all. I'm not watching no featurettes. I'm not watching shit.
Yeah.
I've seen what I need to see. I'm gonna go watch the movie. I don't need to know anything else.
Yep. That's how I am. And I feel that way about trailers in general. Like I just feel like there's just way too much gets shown.
I don't know why. Like they don't need to. I feel like too many of these studios try to oversell the movie. I'm like, why do you need to do it? That like just have some fucking mystery.
I will say this though. They are pimping the shit out of Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yes, they are.
Okay.
They know
like I have seen him, those two in like so many ads. Okay.
Everywhere.
Like Deadpool, a Blind Owl is in a freaking Old Spice commercial. I don't know if you saw it. Like there's some like K-pop band that put out a song today, and it's got Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman in it. Like just randomly in their costumes, like literally Hugh Jackman is dressed as Wolverine, like doing the weather on a newscast. It makes no sense whatsoever.
I mean, this is the same. I know I tagged you in the Xbox Deadpool controller with that has a butt.
You and every other person on the internet. Like I was getting text messages from friends about it. I'm like, of course I saw it, guys.
I mean, they know your proclivities, Jay.
Listen, I am a very, very big Deadpool fan. Obviously, if you've ever seen my living room, actually, I think I tweeted that out.
and like an Xbox enjoyer,
dude. I love Xbox. Yeah. All right, here we go. Like I have way too much stuff. Like this is literally
sorting through it. That's a lot.
Like I have like so many Funko Pops. All right, we got like a bunch of different like statues, and then I also have like he's got his own case. I already have 4 Hot Toys right here.
I think Deadpool might need to have a restraining order.
Yeah, including I have this Iron Man style Deadpool one, which is pretty cool. I've got the new figure right here.
That's so much Deadpool merch.
Yeah. That doesn't even count the 2 standees that I have. I have like 2 like standees somewhere.
It has to be at least $1,000 worth of Deadpool merch.
Dude, that case alone, that Iron Man Deadpool is was like $400.
Jesus Christ!
I didn't want to say it too loud in case my wife is still awake.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Yeah. So I have the talking Deadpool head. It's like, yeah, so I love Deadpool, obviously, and I have for a very long time, like very long time.
Are you sad that they did the Wolverine popcorn bucket instead of the Deadpool?
I don't necessarily care. Yeah, I've actually gotten to a point where there's been stuff that I just haven't been getting, you know. Excuse me, money is a little tight right now, so
yeah, it's an investment though.
Yeah. No, listen, my wife's cool about things. Like she knew what she was getting into. She knew what she signed up for. I do think that eventually we will, like the way that she views it, she views this as my house, because she wasn't part of it when I bought it. So right. I know that the goal at some point is to get a house together, especially since I just happened to look the other day. I bought my house for $224,000. I looked
with Lego cash.
Yes. I looked at 5 different websites the other day. The like Z estimate, the Redfin estimate, like all the different real estate estimates for my house is now $460,000.
Ooh.
So like I have already doubled the value of my house. Like,
and they haven't even seen all the nerd shit inside of it.
Yeah, like they haven't seen any of the improvements either. Like I've done some stuff. Like I redid the bathroom mostly. You know, we got new fences. There's a new boiler, all sorts of stuff that we've had to like take care of. But like,
so you could flip this for a pretty penny.
Yeah, but like the problem is like,
the housing market is shit.
Right. Like my I think a lot of places are like starting at like 6% for the APR. Mine is like my interest rate is like 3.54 right now. So yeah, exactly, Jay. Like that's exactly what it is. My interest rate is under 4 right now. And that I can't refinance because I have, like, when I bought the house, I didn't put like the 10% down like you're supposed to. And I got stuck with whatever the mortgage insurance bullshit is. And I'm like paying like $120 a month extra, like because other people defaulted on their loan. And there's no way to get rid of it. And like I talked to Wells Fargo at one point about like refinancing it, and they're like, yeah, you're never going to get close to that. Like even if your credit's perfect without even looking at anything, you will never get close to that interest rate. I'm like, fuck. So yeah.
I wonder what Ryan Reynolds' interest rate is.
Right. I'm sure he just buys everything cash. Like, I want a football club. I'm just gonna buy it cash.
You should have bought it. You should have bought it cash.
I want a phone company. I'm gonna buy it cash.
You should have bought your house and paid extra in Legos so you could get it outright.
No, you know what happened is right when I was about to close, I was gonna pay my taxes after I closed and moved in. Because I had all the money like saved and everything, plus what I was gonna do for my down payment. But they made me, like they said, in order to count your last year of income, you need to pay your taxes before, which I thought was really stupid, but it ended up like putting me below where I wanted to be. So yeah.
Yep, big mistake. Never pay your taxes.
Yeah. I listen, the one thing I can tell you is I always pay your taxes and at least pay something. Like I could have written everything off last year, especially like, and paid nothing, but like I left some on the table because give them something.
Give them something so they can bomb someone somewhere.
Yeah.
Keep them happy.
Yeah, just keep them not like bringing you in to ask questions.
Oh yeah. I need to get into the maneuvering business so that I could pay less.
Yeah.
Ideally, nothing.
I say, well, technically, if you pay 0 or take a loss, like you can only do it 3 times over the course of, I think, 10 years. Otherwise, whatever you're doing, like for income, they will consider it a hobby.
A hobby.
I've learned some things over the years.
Yeah. Jay is the tax. Jay is the tax man.
I'm not not great at it. I definitely I cut some corners. But I save receipts for everything. That's why when I get something new, I always tweet it because like, hey, it's social media.
That's a receipt.
Yeah, that's a write-off.
I create a receipts folder in my email.
Yeah. So
it's the closest I could do. Do I know anything about the Wolverine game? I do. It is called Marvel's Wolverine. It is being developed by Insomniac Games, published by Sony Interactive. The game is set to release within the next 2 years, potentially as early as next year. It is going to be rated M for mature. The game stars Wolverine. He has claws and healing, and has a very bad temper. He is a former X-Men. He exists in the same universe as Insomniac Spider-Man. And I'm looking forward to it. Insomniac said they're all hands on deck working on the game. I'm looking forward to seeing. I'm glad that I didn't read the story spoilers. I know obviously because I watched the game. I saw some of the gameplay on social media, so I know some stuff that happens in the game, but I resisted the urge to read the entire script, partly out of respect for Insomniac, but also because who wants wants to see that shit before even playing it? I want to play it myself and experience it. Hopefully they probably also might change some stuff, but I'm excited. I hope that they give us a nice little gameplay trailer at the PlayStation Showcase in a couple months, just to give the fans a little something. I think that could be a good time. As well as the PS5 Pro. I actually have a video on that coming out tomorrow. There was some PS5 Pro related drama. I'm still not sure if I'm going to buy a PS5 Pro when it comes out. I gotta dive into the specs when they reveal it. I'm hoping my contact at Sony just sends me one for promo.
I'll probably get it. I just need to know if the side plates are compatible. Because if they're compatible, then I'll just yeah. No, we do not. Because there's no real value.
There's no actual monetary value.
Yeah.
We have to obviously if you get something from a company, a game company, you have to disclose it on YouTube. If you're doing something like that. If they give you something or if they pay you, but yeah, you're not, a code is not actual money.
Yeah, I don't even have to claim the gifts they send me either.
Yeah.
Like these shoes.
Yeah. I don't know where my boomer one's over there, but yeah.
I still haven't seen Lejeune's freaking dead shots.
This was a gift from PlayStation.
I need to retire mine because I don't want anything bad to happen to it. So I definitely know that I've used it long enough. It's always made a clicking noise at times. So I'm like, ooh, I just want this to it's a collector's piece.
Wanted to last.
Yeah.
I feel you. Speaking of lasting, is Star Wars dead or is it saved by the Acolyte, Mr. Shockblast? Post it right now.
Yeah.
I figured you would have some thoughts on the finale.
I think the Acolyte to me is the Last Jedi. It's visually the visuals, which by the way, I can't believe I have to explain this to people. The visuals of the Acolyte are fantastic. And when I say the visuals, yes, I mean the lightsaber fights. Okay. That's part of the visuals.
They do look cool.
The show looks great. I hated the story. I thought the story was just terrible. That's cool as you, and I didn't mean right this second. I just did not like the story.
I meant right this second, for the record.
I'm glad that there are people that like the Acolyte. I don't think it's awful. Okay, it has moments where it's really stupid and it doesn't make sense. The switch up with Osha and her sister, was stupid.
I think story wise, this is probably the worst thing Disney Star Wars has ever done, besides potentially Obi-Wan. But I thought the fight scenes, for the most part, obviously affected by the writing being stupid, look really good. I thought they did a much better job with that. But yeah, I think calling it the Last Jedi was definitely apt. Yeah, I think that was definitely
because I hated the Last Jedi story. I just hated it, and I just don't. I would have and so we saw what I'm assuming, and spoiler alert, everybody. I'm about to say something. If you haven't watched the episode yet,
I honestly don't think anyone cares.
Okay. All right. I'm assuming we saw Darth Plagueis. Okay.
Yeah.
And he looked immune, which is what Darth Plagueis is. I'm pretty sure that's who is in the cave.
Yep.
I would have rather just a straight up story, with Darth Plagueis in the background. You know what I mean? This whole
pulling the strings, yeah.
Yeah, this whole I liked Manny Jacinto. I thought he was the best part of the show. And the guy from
Squid Game.
Yeah, I thought he was really good too. I just felt like
he went out sad.
Seeing the bleeding of the lightsaber crystal was cool. It also like kind of exposed like people like, oh, what is that? You know, like, but also I do feel like to see it for the first time in that situation also exposes part of the issue with the show in general, because like you're telling me that just in a matter of like seconds she was able to bleed that crystal, but like all these other Sith that came before her, like it took a lot of hate to make that happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I get it that they did it for the story, but
they did it because it looked cool.
Yeah, that's my problem though. Like I feel like a lot of what they did was so that it could look cool. Somebody on Twitter like kind of came after me after the episode, the massacre episode, because like I kept calling the helmet a MacGuffin.
Yeah.
And I understand what I think it's like cortosis.
Yeah.
I understand what that shit is. Okay. I knew that, but like it was there because it looked cool, not because he was smart enough to have a lightsaber killing helmet, you know? Like it was there because of the dramatic visual effect, kind of like there is a lightsaber whip that of course we only saw once, but I don't know. Like I just feel like there are so many man babies that cry about it, and I don't want to give them like any like respect for that. I do feel like if you look at it, I understand why people like it, okay? But I also feel like the people like me that like, or even you, that like that express why we don't like it, but do it in like a mature and thought out way, like kind of get lumped in with them. Like just like I feel like there's so many people that do like it, like cannot take any amount of criticism at all.
Yeah, because when soon something becomes a cultural issue, logic goes out the window.
Right.
And a lot of people defending it probably don't even like it that much themselves, but they feel but it's now a cultural battleground. So when you say you don't like it, to them that's signaling that you're against us. Their political ideology. And in reality, it's like, no, the show is just not very well written at all.
Yeah, and of course we finally got to see Yoda.
The back of his head.
The back of his head. And like, listen, I just feel like a lot of what they did this season, I would rather them find a place in the Star Wars history that was just its own thing, you know? That's why I'm so excited for Star Wars. Well, all right. I'm excited for Star Wars Outlaws, even though it does take place, I believe it's during episode 4 and 5. No, 5 and 6, I think.
Yeah, Solo is in Carbonite during this.
Yeah, so I think it's between 5 and 6. And what I'm so excited about it is, yeah, it's going to have that theme, but like we're dealing with people outside of the main story, you know? And I feel like they had an opportunity to do something like that here. And they mostly did, but I just feel like, I feel like pacing was an issue. That's a really good point, you know?
Just lack of story. Like this did not need to be this many episodes. They did not have that much story.
Yeah, I just felt like a lot of the things that happened were just a matter of it's convenient if we do this.
Yeah.
I liked Darth Smiley. I hated his helmet.
Smilo Ren.
Yeah, Smilo Ren. I wish he got a better, like, I feel like he could have carried a full trilogy, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Outlaws is the end of August?
Yeah, August 20 something. I'm
so excited for that game.
That's gonna be fun. I saw the grifters were pouncing because we got the game trailer where she jumps away from an explosion and they're like, oh, the girl boss survived an explosion. I'm like, oh my fucking god. I honestly
don't care if my protagonist is a girl, a boy, you know, a droid. Like, I don't care. Like, I just want to play a good, fun game. You know, I just don't care.
Yeah, it felt at this point, like after I was on the fence about Outlaws, but after seeing extended gameplay, it does look really, really cool. We'll see, what it is at launch, but seeing the uncut gameplay, extended period, and all the other features, the combat, the space travel, I think it looks like a really good game, and it feels like at this point people are kind of just reaching because they already made it a culture war battleground, so now they just have to double down on it. It's like, nah, the game just looks fun.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it is, man. As long as the dog, I feel you there. Yeah, man, I'm just beyond excited for that game. I can't even tell you how excited I am. Because I love Star Wars so much, and I trust Ubisoft. Like, they're just known for their open world games, so I know that this is going to be cool.
And Star Wars games, for the most part, just seem to land better, at least than the movies have and shows have in recent years since Disney took over. Like Jedi Survivor, apart from the technical problems, I thought was a really good game. Outlaws looks like it's going to be good. I don't think Eclipse is ever coming out. Or KOTOR, I mean, they're saying it's not dead, but I believe it when I see it.
Dude, that's my yeah.
I refuse to believe KOTOR is coming out.
I do too. I really do.
I don't think.
And you know what? Also, like, speaking of KOTOR, that Leslie lady that did the Acolyte, I don't want her anywhere fucking near KOTOR.
Oh god, no.
Like she was talking about, I want to do the Old Republic, and she would literally center a whole story around Kreia.
She
actually said that, and I'm like, nah, you don't even understand. You don't even understand. You cannot.
I don't. Well, it would be impressive if she managed to talk herself into that, because I don't even think she could talk herself into a season 2 of the Acolyte.
Yeah.
We'll see if it works out. I know. I think the biggest thing working against the Acolyte, like reviews are obviously not great, but I think they potentially overlook that if they had good viewership. But I think the combination of lower viewership combined with this being $180 million project might make them pump the brakes.
Listen, I love this question, and you know what I would actually do? I would actually love to see DLC that centers around someone like Dengar, like one of the main assassins from Empire Strikes Back. You have Dengar, IG-88. We've seen Bosk over the years. I would love to see Dengar, like, to see what he's all about. I know we've seen him a little bit in the comics, but I don't really feel like we've seen like too much story centered around him.
Right.
And if there was, and I haven't played it, then I get it. But I would love to see someone like Dengar. I think that would be really cool because he's around in that time frame. So that'd be kind of cool.
Well, it does have DLC, and it's Jabba the Hutt.
Well, yeah. I mean, there is that, but like, if there's gonna be more than that, you know what I mean?
If it's going to be more than just Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah, like that. Like, I know that like that might not be like a popular choice or anything, but when you think of like Outlaws centering around bounty hunters and who do we got? The Pikes.
I love to see Boba Fett not being pathetic.
I love Boba Fett, but I don't need to see him in this game. I would rather him just get his own game, All right, so Sadot froze. He'll be back in a second. I wish we had Battlefront 3 too. Gabe, have I ever shown, like, I love, like, Knights of the Old Republic is my favorite game of all time. I don't know if you've ever seen my my statue.
I feel like they owe Boba Fett for that absolutely dog shit show.
There was actually going to be a game called Star Wars 1313, and I don't know that you would have played as Boba Fett, but it was rumored to be a Boba Fett game.
Well, the Mandalorian game was definitely confirmed, but it's not happening. Thank you, EA for canceling.
Yeah, Gabe, I don't know if you've ever. Speaking of, I don't know if you've ever seen these statues of mine, but those are my. I think they're a quarter scale, Malik and Revan, and you can kind of see right here. I've got my Old Republic. I've got more stuff since then, but
Jay wants to marry Revan.
I've got all this, all my Revan down here. You got Malik and Nihilus, and yeah. So anyway,
nerd.
Plus, I still haven't put this away.
Pulling out the lightsaber.
Hold on.
Jay's bleeding his lightsaber in real time.
There it is. Goes from purple to red. This is the Revan lightsaber.
Ooh.
So it's the first lightsaber they've ever done that it does actually do multiple colors. And I really need to find a permanent home for it.
Can you twirl it and do all the cool tricks?
No. No, I do not want to get memed. How the fuck am I married? I ask myself that question every day.
Yeah. I mean, if anything, looking at Jay's room, it should make you believe in love more than anything.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a bounty hunter game, and guy played Bullseye and Daredevil. Oh, okay. He's good.
First time you ever looked up a voice actor, still have a crush on Jennifer Hill? She's
on a lot of stuff. I was just talking to Foms earlier in DMs, and we were talking about Nolan North. No, he showed me a picture. He was at like a toy store, and he found the Captain America Marvel's Avengers Marvel Legend. And I was like, oh, I never got all those, but I did have all the Funko Pops. And I actually, when I met Nolan North, I had him sign my Marvel's Avengers Iron Man Funko Pop. And I was like, oh, I bet you get this one all the time. He said no.
Jay has a big crush on Nolan North.
I like Nolan North. I mean, he was Deadpool in the Deadpool game.
Yeah.
And a few others.
I like Sandra Sod. She's pretty great.
Yeah. What was you guys' Last of Us TV series? I thought it was pretty good.
I thought it was well done.
It was one my wife enjoyed.
Yeah, I thought for the most part they did a decent job. I thought it could have been. I thought the Ellie performance could have been better. The relationship could have been a little better, but I thought overall it was really well made. Definitely not looking forward to. I don't think I'll actually even watch season 2 because I know where it's going.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought the story of Last of Us 2 was absolute dog shit. so I have no intention of continuing that into the show. So because that was in the back of my mind the whole time watching The Last of Us 1, because like no matter how good this first season is, I know it's just all downhill after this. It is like there's just no saving it. So I'm out on that, but at least we got one good season. I did really enjoy Fallout, the Fallout show. The show.
Fallout show is great.
Fallout show was fantastic. You know, the game didn't click for me, but the show definitely. I'm all in on that.
Which game did you play for Fallout?
4.
I liked 4. I mean, I liked 4 a lot, obviously, because it was Boston, and like there's familiarity. Like they did a good job with the city, because like
I think that's why I hated it, because I was like, it reminded me of Jay.
But it was like a bombed out Boston. You would think that would be like your dream.
Nah. I dream of the Celtics bombing out of the NBA and never winning.
Yeah. Well, I think you're gonna have to watch that a lot. You're gonna have to watch 3 Celtics win a gold medal.
I don't know. Well, we'll see. We'll see what they do. I mean, they're bringing Edwards off the bench, which
I thought he looked really bad in the last game I watched.
Embiid has looked bad the entire time.
I've not been impressed with Devin Booker. I thought he's looked bad too.
Yeah, Curry basically literally Curry won them the game against Serbia, because Serbia was really giving them problems until Curry just single-handedly kept them in the game, and then he had that big 4-point play that gave them some separation, and then they just flooded from there. But it feels like USA, people are just, and obviously Kevin Durant's not back yet, but yeah, I don't know. They definitely have to figure out the rotations, because I feel like Embiid should come off. I feel like Embiid should just fucking go home. Like I'm surprised the Sixers didn't veto it. Like, you just spent over $200 million on Paul George. You just re-signed Maxey. You got Caleb Martin. You made all these big acquisitions because you're trying to push for a championship this year. Why would you let Embiid play in the Olympics?
Yeah, I think Drew Holiday's looked really good too.
Yeah, Anthony Davis looked fantastic. That's why I think Anthony Davis and Bam should be getting much more playing time. Maybe bring Embiid off.
Okay. Not the Serbia game. Who they played before? Was it between Serbia and Canada?
What was it, Australia?
Yeah. Anthony Edwards looked awful in that game.
Yeah, Edwards' best trait is his defense, but offensively he's got to kind of find his way. He'll have his flashes, but yeah, he's got to get there.
I did want to touch on what Brenton said. I hadn't heard this. Chris Nolan wants to buy the Halo series from Paramount. It's ironic though, because that got canceled today by Paramount.
It did.
And I did not watch it, but I've heard nothing good about it.
Yeah.
Like J. Kun Prime, massive Halo guy, like despises it.
Yeah, Paul Tassi, who people like to call shill, did not like it.
Yeah. I don't have any attachment to Halo. I know that's, being the Xbox guy, I know that's a little bit of a surprise.
Shocking.
I believe it or not, I don't really love most exclusive games for either platform. I mean, Ghost of Tsushima, obviously I love, but like in the Spider-Man games, but other than that, I don't really love any PlayStation exclusive. And Xbox, I'm not a Gears guy, you know.
Literally the only Xbox game I ever cared about was Fable.
Yeah.
I never played Halo, even when it came out. I just didn't care.
I never liked Halo, to be honest with you. And I knew about Halo before. Yeah. Like I was with a girl. We lived in Seattle. She worked for the PR company for Xbox before Xbox was even launched. So like I was hearing about Halo all the time before Xbox even launched, to the point where I did not even get an Xbox. Yeah. So yeah, I just never got into it. I actually hate the gameplay in Halo. I do not like it.
I was just never a first-person shooter kind of guy. I recognize that Halo was a big deal to a lot of people, but
yeah.
I just wasn't interested in the shooters. I understand it. It's got some lore, and Master Chief looks cool, but I would definitely be much more likely to watch a Halo movie or show than ever play the games. But yeah, after hearing, I saw a little bit. I watched some clips of the Halo show, and it did look ass.
Actually, I was 20. I was literally like that was the whole problem. Is I was 20 going on 15, and she was 23 going on 40.
Jay was 20 when when Bill Gates was 23.
Nah, I don't think that. But anyway,
he's an old man.
What do you think of Westbrook going to Denver?
I think that's I mean, Joker requested him, so if the Joker wants him, then he knows what he's doing. I think it's a good opportunity for Westbrook to still get to compete, but once again in a reserve role. I just feel like Westbrook would do himself so many favors if he could just work on his fucking shooting. like if Westbrook had just the same problem with Dwayne Wade. Like if he had just turned himself into a 40% 3-point shooter, he would have been able to extend his career. Westbrook still looks really good, athletically, going coast to coast, but like if he could just shoot consistently from 3, he would be so much more valuable. But at least he'll be but at least they'll give Denver another playmaker. So that's something. I mean, they had to do something. I mean, they lost KCP for nothing. They already lost Bruce Brown. They had to. At this point, they were just relying on internal improvement. I mean, at least they're not the Lakers. I mean, the Lakers didn't sign a single free agent.
That's crazy.
That's actually insane.
Especially when you have like LeBron.
You have LeBron,
it's LA.
I mean, that just shows you how much the value of LA has plummeted. Like I remember Clay mentioned that one of the reasons he decided to go to Dallas, even though the Lakers were technically offering a bigger contract, was the taxes. Like he was like, yeah, because I mean he's been in California his whole career, so he knows.
Yeah. Well, there's no income tax in Texas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm actually surprised Miami didn't do more. Like I like Miami seems like it destination.
That part was intentional. Like people want to come to Miami. Pat Riley just for whatever reason doesn't want to do shit. So
yeah,
he's just content for us.
But Boston is honestly like a tough place right now because last year they passed the millionaire tax, and if you make over $1 million a year, you actually pay extra taxes, and that is absolutely going to affect all the professional athletes.
I mean, yeah, because Boston wasn't already like a destination city. Like, oh man,
yeah, no,
we gotta come to Boston.
The thing about Boston is like it is like passionate fans, and when you play here and you win here, there's nothing like it, right? But I mean, as far as destinations go, it's not Miami.
It is not.
I mean, but I would say the same thing about Philly. And maybe even New York. I honestly don't know that I would want to live in New York.
I lived in New York. I would not recommend it. And I lived in New York before it went to shit.
Yeah, because I mean, I know that you can get drivers and everything, but it's not a convenient place to live at all. I don't know how the people that live there.
There's some depending on where you are, there's some really cool shit there. I feel like upstate New York is pretty cool. I had family friends that lived up there away from the city. It's really nice, but yeah, the closer you get into the city, the shittier it is.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just went to Salt Lake City, and that place is really nice. I'm actually I don't know what the tax situation is there. But
thinking of moving to Mormon country.
No, we're here.
Thinking of a couple extra wives.
There's no shot. My wife is in the absolute perfect school. It's one of the higher paying schools probably in the country, for public schools. So we're not going anywhere. She's very invested in that, right. And I'm resigned to that. But my whole family's here. Her whole family's here. We're not going anywhere. At a certain point, home is home. Salt Lake City is really. I was really impressed with Salt Lake City. It was really nice. It was really clean. It felt pretty safe. Very beautiful. So I'm surprised that
very white.
They don't. I didn't get around enough to notice that, but actually, believe it or not, so all I can judge off of is the crowd that was there for WWE. But watching people walk in, there was definitely a lot of Hispanic people.
Okay,
maybe they might have been Native American too. I mean, because that is definitely a bigger area for Native Americans. But there are towns like Denver, I would imagine, is a decent destination. I would imagine like Phoenix would be a good destination.
Denver, a lot of marijuana.
Yeah, I mean, but like you look at like Dallas and Houston. I mean, maybe Dallas more than Houston, but like
Houston is that's a great place if you're really into those James Harden, Lou Williams activities.
Yeah, like I've only been in the Houston airport, so like I can't really speak on it.
You never had some lemon pepper wings at the strip club, Jay?
No, I have not.
In Houston.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong, Steve and Gabe, I like New York City to visit, but it's not convenient to get around there. And like
it's definitely not.
And like I look at a lot of these people, they buy like their like I think about like my lifestyle now. Like I want something I just get up and drive and go somewhere. And that's not really what New York City is made for, No. New York City is made for public transportation
and walking.
And like we go grocery shopping and like buy groceries for like 2 weeks, I could not even imagine. And for some reason I get like all these videos of like, oh, how much is your apartment in New York City?
I get those too.
I get like those videos all the time. And I it's because I watch them, and like seeing like these slivers of apartments that are like twice the price of my mortgage is insane. I couldn't live that way.
Yeah, living in a closet for $5,000 a month is insane.
Yeah, yeah.
Like not at all. Like I stayed we stayed for like 4 days at our buddy's place in Brooklyn. And this is a real nice place. He was a famous musician, and so I got to see the best Brooklyn had to offer.
Yeah,
and I was like, it kind of just feels like a slightly nicer Philly. like it's it's loud. It's graffiti everywhere, but it's a lot. It smells, but it was a lot of cool stuff. It's great food. There's always some kind of event going on. But I was like, I wouldn't want to live here.
Yeah. I like whenever I go to LA, I like picture myself living there. Whenever I go to New York, I like picture myself being home.
Yeah, because especially when you look at the prices of everything. Holy shit.
Yeah. I mean, like I get that. Like that's not even like half the issue though. Like I just think about like when I'm in LA, I like drive around or I'm like going around. I'm like, man, it just feels so different from home. And it's like, you think about, oh, what would it be like to live here? I don't think about that at all in New York. I'm like, I could not live here. I just couldn't. And I don't say that about Boston, even though Boston is kind of tough too. But like, I don't know. Like it's just,
I've learned about myself. I don't like cities. I've lived in them, around them, and once I got a kind of taste of kind of like, not just the suburbs, but like, more like countryside areas, I'm like, I prefer something not in a city. I've had enough city.
Yeah, what I love about where I live basically in Worcester, Massachusetts, which is like right in the middle of the state. Okay. I can drive an hour to the east and I'm in Boston. I can drive an hour southeast and I'm in Providence, Rhode Island. I can drive an hour south. I'm in Hartford, Connecticut. I can drive an hour northeast and I'm at the beach in New Hampshire, 2 hours and I'm in Maine. 3 hours, 3.5 hours, I'm in New York City. Like everything is like right there, just a short drive away.
Same.
So I have access.
Same, except I would never do that because I don't even go physically to the grocery store. It's Instacart all the way.
When I was younger, I was whenever Seven Dust went on tour, I would go. I've seen them in Maine. I've seen them in Albany. I've seen them in New Jersey. I've seen them in New York. I've seen them like Providence, Hartford. I've seen them 33 times, I think. I would literally just drive everywhere to see them.
That's dedication. I've never traveled anywhere. Like whenever there's a really musician or whatever or comedian that I really want to see, I'm like, oh, when did it come into my area?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go. I'm not gonna drop. I'm not gonna go cross country.
Yeah, I do. I obviously don't do that anymore. I don't really go to many shows anymore. But like, there were a few bands like that where I would just kind of like I'd go out anywhere to see them.
Yeah,
Especially Seven Dust, though.
I do kind of wish I could have been at the Kendrick Lamar pop out concert.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of do too. Like I
That looked crazy.
Ever since I had to like explain that to my wife, my YouTube feed has been full of like reaction videos and stuff, and I just keep watching all these like reaction videos to the Kendrick Lamar video, and it's pretty wild. I know way more than I should.
You're finally learning. You should. There's definitely a few artists I still would like to see live that I haven't gotten a chance to. You know, I would like to see Kendrick and J. Cole live. Jay-Z was my favorite rapper growing up.
I've seen Jay-Z live.
I've seen Beyonce. I've not seen Jay-Z live. So
I saw Jay-Z and Justin Timberlake at Fenway Park.
Yeah, I need to correct that. I don't know. I don't even know if he's going to be doing shows anymore. But if he does do a comeback tour or something, I like to be there for that. And I would love to see Bon Iver and Hammock. I want to vibe out, pop some mushrooms, have a psychedelic time.
I beat the story and haven't been back. I went to Summer Game Fest after that, and then just kind of, I'm not going to lie, I've been kind of lost since Summer Game Fest. I just have been struggling. Like, I'm at a point where it's like, I don't want to force myself to do anything. You know what I mean?
He's been waiting for Marvel Rivals to come back.
Yeah, I need something that I'm like passionate about, you know?
It's only about 4 days or so away.
Yeah, that's my thing, and I love Halo. Not Halo, Destiny. I just haven't like gone back to it yet, and like I don't know. There's just a lot of things. Plus, we got Evie, the new dog, and my wife is off for the summer, and I've just kind of been like, I don't have to like as much as money's tight right now. I don't have to like force myself to be putting out things that haven't been clicking anyway, so I'm trying to take it a little easier for the summer anyway. And then as we get closer to her going back to school, that's when we'll just buckle down and start diving back into the video games a little bit more. So
is there looking forward to teaming up with Jay and Marvel Rivals and Suicide Squad next week?
Oh, dude, Mega Sith, Seven Dust, like I've met them so many times. Honestly, some of my favorite people in the world.
Should invite them on the podcast.
I've interviewed them before, actually, a few times. I don't know them as well as, I haven't seen them as much, but like I like Lejean, their singer. Like every time he sees me, he's like, "Oh, you're like family," like so. He probably says that to everybody, but
I doubt it. You're Jayshockblast. He would never. Yeah. If you can, I have no idea what I would have. I would have to do some research, but that'd be cool. Have a rock star on the pod.
Here, let's do. Let's show everybody a trip down memory lane. Here's some of my my pictures from back in the day. Young Jay with all sorts of different rock stars.
Young Jay, age 40.
So that is the band called 40 Below Summer. That is El Nino, the singer of El Nino. That's the singer of Bleeding Through.
Look at young Shockblast.
Max Cavalera from Soulfly and Sepultura.
Devil Worship.
That is the singer of Atari, the Ataris.
Love your sunglasses.
That is the singer of The Used.
That's not Jayshockblast. That's Bill Burr's dad.
That is a dude from Good Charlotte.
I heard that band.
That is Brian from Shadows Fall.
Don't know that band.
Love that dude. That is Byron from God Forbid. He's the singer of God Forbid.
They show off the diversity.
That is guitarist from Poison the Well.
Don't know that.
That is the singer of Coheed and Cambria. Huge band.
That's not a real band.
That's Clint from Seven Dust. That is also Clint from Seven Dust. That is also Clint from Seven Dust.
They had a very loving relationship.
That is Corey Taylor from Slipknot.
I know Slipknot.
That is Christina Scabia from Lacuna Coil.
I'm telling your wife.
That is Dave Williams, the original singer of Drowning Pool.
I know Drowning Pool.
He unfortunately passed away. That is Dez
Rip.
From Coal Chamber.
Don't know.
Dino from Fear Factory.
I know that show.
That is Dustin from Thrice. That is Kerry King from Slayer. And my little brother.
Slayer!
Exactly, you know it. That is the singer of Poison the Well. That is the singer of Hoobastank.
I actually did know. I actually have heard Hoobastank from Adam Sandler, I believe.
That is the singer of Tantric and some girl that he told to get in the picture and show her boobs.
I mean, yeah.
That is Darwin's Waiting Room.
That's a great name.
Yeah. That is Jim Root from Slipknot.
Slipknot.
That is Jason Newsted from Metallica.
I know that band.
John from Seven Dust. John from Seven Dust. John from Seven Dust. John from Seven Dust. Howard Jones, he was the singer of Killswitch Engage.
I detect a little zest in that photo.
This is the singer of Newfound Glory. Lejean from Seven Dust.
Whoa, that hand placement is crazy.
Lejean, I didn't even see it. Oh,
hand placement's insane.
Lejean from Seven Dust.
What was going on?
I don't know. I don't know.
What were you and LeJohn doing, Jay?
Logan Mader, he was in Machine Head and Soulfly. Marcelo from Soulfly. The singer of Chimera. Arch Enemy. That is Ken Casey from Dropkick Murphys and his dog.
Oh.
Mikey from Soulfly and Snot. Morgan from Seven Dust. From Seven Dust. Look at that. Xbox.
I feel like half of these names are made up.
Morgan from Seven Dust. Morgan from Seven Dust. Morgan from Seven Dust. Morgan from Seven Dust. She was the bassist Nadja from Coal Chamber. The singer of Finch. Richard Patrick from Filter.
Be honest, Jay. Did you get any groupie love back then?
No. Rob Flynn from Machine Head. One of my favorite bands ever. There is all of Seven Dust. Skin Lab singer Tepe from Thrice. The other two guys from Thrice. Look at me showing off the guns. I was trying to get sun because look at how sunburnt I already was. One of the guys from Twisted. Vinny from Seven Dust. Vinny. Andrew WK. You gotta know who Andrew WK is, right?
No idea.
A couple of my friends. Oh, Phil Anselmo from Pantera.
I heard Pantera.
Some of my friends in these. Oh, and Vanilla Ice.
I mean,
oh, and Zach Wilde.
The most. The Iceman, the most famous one there.
Yeah, Zach Wilde. You have to know who Andrew WK is.
Why the fuck would I know who?
He does the party song. When it's time to party, we will party hard. I don't know.
What the fuck are you talking about, dude?
It was like one of the biggest songs ever
of the 70s. What?
No, in like the 2000s. He's married to somebody famous too, I think. Oh yeah, he's married to Kat Dennings.
Oh, I know Kat Dennings.
Yeah, so
she's hot. Yeah. I've never heard this guy in my life.
Yeah, Finch was so big back then, right, Jay? Yeah. Honestly, the thing that sucks is like cell phones with cameras weren't a thing back then. So like all of those pictures are literally with disposable cameras.
the go days. Those are coming back a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, just like kind of a niche thing, just to do for.
It sucks because like I used to do so much like photography. Like I used to be pretty good.
Should do some more photography, Jay.
I don't even know how I would get back into it at this point.
Baby steps. Maybe do some cosplay photography at one of these cons you go. You do something.
Well, I mean, I would really want to do like music photography. The other thing that kind of sucks is that like all my pictures are like they're like smaller resolution.
Yeah, I could tell.
So it's like it's tough to like give you a really good, but like
you should go on tour with Kendrick Lamar.
That'd be cool.
Be his photographer.
Yeah, but I used to do it, man. Oh, I think I have a Guar picture coming up soon. That's great. Like these were the days. Look at that little Corey Taylor.
The Rockers sure know how to rock. Wow.
Look at that. You got Dimebag Daryl, Poison the Well, All That Remains, With Honor.
All That Remains. They're still doing their thing.
Shadows Fall.
All these years later.
Well, I mean, these are obviously from the 2000s.
That was like 100 years ago.
Yeah. Hatebreed. The Haunted. Oh, I love these pictures because Killswitch Engage. This is one of my favorites because this was like
those jokes are insane.
Yeah, that was Brian from Shadows Fall, but like they did a Motley Crue cover band night. Lacuna Coil, love that. Lamb of God. This is in a magazine. Not even my best picture, but I thought I had the Guar picture coming up.
You're famous, Jay.
I used to have a few pictures in magazines, You're
basically Peter Parker.
You got all the singer of All That Remains with Kitty.
Well, he looks like a fucking nerd.
No, he was very mad at me for taking that picture.
He was?
Yeah, I know. Like Phil follows me on Twitter. Phil's a good guy, but I swear I thought I had the Guar picture. The Guar picture is great. But like, yeah, man, I used to like get like I was pretty good. I thought.
Your composition is very, very good. Nice use of lighting.
And I mean, this is older equipment too. Candiria, they bop. I think you'd like Candiria. There's Coheed. Jesus, why? I just wanted to get to the Guar photo. I love this one too, Dimebag, because obviously he actually was murdered like 3 or 4 weeks later.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah. I love that one.
These rock.
Godsmack.
I've been to a few rock shows in my day. They're pretty good.
This is one of my favorite pictures I ever took. That's Vinnie Paul from Pantera. Like I talked to him before they went on. I'm like, hey, can I come up and take pictures while you're playing? He goes, hell yeah, brother, just stay on the text way. Chino from the Deftones, always love that one. There it is.
Oh, what the fuck?
There is my Guar photo I was looking for.
Why?
Because the giant space penis.
Why would you want to? Well, I should know Jay was trying to get to this for that reason. Or something like that.
Phil Cheesen. Yeah, man. Like I love doing this, man. Like I really did.
I can't get over how much of a dweeb Phil Labonte looks like in that photo.
Yeah. This picture right here was in that guy. He wrote a book, and it was in his book and on their CD. So this is one of my favorites as well. That's Thrice. 12 Tribes. I love this one too. Anyway, sorry. Why?
We do not need to see that, Jay.
Listen, you are glad you got to see it.
No,
Slipknot's headlining Rocklahoma. Nice.
We watched the boys, Jay. We don't need to see any more dick.
Fair.
I mean, the episode literally ended with Mother's Milk getting assaulted by a giant dick. Like we don't.
That's true.
Like we don't need to see any more, Jay.
Yeah. Well, anyway, that was a trip down memory lane. I would love to get back into it, knowing what I know now with better equipment, like the camera I was using back then isn't even as good a camera as my like iPhone 3,
Yeah.
like megapixels and all that. So
think about going back on tour.
No, there was no money in it. Like I did it back then, working full time, having nothing else to do at night. Now I couldn't even imagine it. Like,
it sounds like a young man's game.
Yeah, very much so. What's my favorite Seven Dust album? That is a tough question. What's the second? Home, and Animosity.
What's your favorite Jay-Z album?
The one when they're in New York. That song.
You like your favorite album is that song?
Yes, the one. That album because that song's on it. Because that's like literally the only Jay-Z song I could tell you off the top of my head.
Oh my god, you didn't deserve to see that concert.
I did not. I agree.
Absolutely embarrassing.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I was trying to impress a lady.
Your wife?
I wish.
Oh boy.
Before we knew each other.
I'm telling.
She knows. Actually a funny story. The night I met Vanilla Ice, it was at this random like roller skating rink in like Fitchburg.
Don't do that to Jay. He's not that cool. He picked the Blueprint 3. Make him stick with it.
Oh, okay. She was actually at the same show. There's like 200 people there, but she was at the same show because her friend's band like opened the show.
So the girl that you tried to impress with Jay-Z and Justin Timberlake, was it successful?
I mean, it was for a little while, but like I'm glad it was not long term because I didn't know then, and I'm glad I eventually figured out she was crazy.
Yeah. That's a deal breaker. For some people, some people are into that.
Yeah, she was fucking nuts, and I found out not the hardest of ways, but not the most convenient of ways.
I mean, it's not. I mean, there are a lot of worse ways that people found out they were dating someone crazy.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm thankful because like it was like the first relationship I had in a while because like I had like turned that side of my brain off for a hot minute while I was trying to like figure my shit out. And like if that didn't happen, I don't know that I would have been in a place where I would have eventually met my wife because when that didn't work out, I figured out, wait, this isn't really that hard. And
exactly.
That was kind of like not the immediate aftermath, but that led me to the path I needed to be on, if that makes sense.
Destiny.
Yeah, in ways. So I look back on it and it's like, all right, that it needed to happen. So, and I can say I saw Jay-Z and Justin Timberlake.
Even though you didn't deserve it.
I will rightly agree I did not deserve it.
Yeah, well, that's fine. I'll have my revenge one day.
Actually, it's funny. In my memories, like a week ago, it came up that it was like the 8 or 9 year anniversary of me accidentally seeing Jamie Lynn Spears
Oh my god!
I was
That's
at
great.
I was at like Mohegan Sun or Foxwoods, and like we're just walking through the casino, and there's like this random concert going on, free concert, and it turns out it was Jamie Lynn Spears, and it was I had to see it at that point.
I mean,
Like,
yeah,
I actually like it was in like the middle of the casino, but it was in like an area where you didn't have to have tickets, but like you had to be in line and you had to go in. And it was closed off,
right.
and I ended up like finding someone that just wasn't paying attention and just walked right in, and ended up like literally on the stage, not on stage, but like literally front and center, you know, and like it was kind of embarrassing.
you,
like
you did
like
it.
she was letting like people sing karaoke basically. It was bad.
Oh no. All my accidental run-ins with celebrities were delightful. I accidentally saw Carrie Hilson. We were going to our buddy who was performing at this big show later with Power 99, and we were walking through this hotel lobby, and Carrie Hilson came down. She famously had beef with Beyonce, but I personally thought she was an amazing singer, and I love her first album. But more importantly, she was unbelievably hot, and I saw her across the room. I was like, "Holy shit, that's Carrie! Bro, that's Carrie Hilson."
I've had some interesting accidental run-ins as well. I think I've told most of the stories though. I was in New York City. I think it was like 2000, maybe 2001, and the ESPN zone used to be in Times Square, and I was looking for something to do. I was all by myself, so I went there. I was like staying for a like radio convention
Right.
when I was in college, and as I was leaving, I get on the elevator, and I'm by myself. But then, like, I could hear a lot of people like making a commotion, and a security guard gets on the elevator, and with him is a very pregnant Brandy.
Shout out to Brandy
Yeah. So
and Ray J.
we head nodded, and that was it.
Hey,
She was very nice.
Yeah,
She smiled at me.
one of my best friends actually has a song with her brother.
Oh wow.
Ray J. yeah. He was at this point we were both determined to make it in the music industry somehow. Me as a rapper, him as a music producer, and he finally made this connection where it was like, hey, Ray J, he has his debut album coming out. You know, it's going to be a big deal. Brandy's brother, and he needs a beat. So he goes to work, makes this beat. It's pretty good. It's really good. It's really good. But he's a great producer, and they chose him. And we're thinking, oh fuck, we made it. like he's gonna be on Ray J's album, because he finds out not only is Ray J, you know, this is going to be on Ray J's album, but the song is going to be a feature. And guess who ended up being a feature on the album with Ray, on that song with Ray J?
You.
I wish. The Game.
Oh, like Triple H?
No, like the one, the rapper. I would imagine The Game. Lil Wayne actually ended up getting on it as well, so it actually became kind of a big deal. But unfortunately for my friend, I mean, he got paid. He got paid the album. Eventually, the album ended up going gold, so we got a bonus there. But they were the guy who someone who was involved, who was helping him, you know, get the opportunity, was trying to cut him out of the of the deal. so it just became this whole thing where he had just fight to make sure he got credit and paid for the record. It was a nightmare. Needless to say, it did not lead to a record deal. But he did get to say that, hey, I have a song on Ray J's album. The Game is rapping on it. Lil Wayne ended up rapping on it, so they won't be able to take that away.
There you go.
And he walked away. I think he walked away with at least like $5,000, maybe.
Hey,
it's not nothing.
not at all.
Yeah, he's doing much better now. But yeah, that was like his first, but for his first both his big break and rude awakening about how shitty the music industry is.
Yeah.
Like you cannot trust anyone. Basically, he ended up meeting some cool people eventually, but yeah, shit. Yeah, especially when you're first trying to break into the industry. Oh man, it's fucking brutal, bro.
I bet. Yeah. Yeah. Man, we got to do this all over again tomorrow, don't we, with Doomkiller?
Yeah, but I could just pretend not to talk to you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the way I see it is like I'm gonna do anything I can for Doom, So
yeah. I tend to enjoy the Doom show because we're not hosting; he's hosting.
Exactly, and there's probably gonna be a few other people, I'm assuming, because he does it big. So
he's doing all the work.
Yeah, we can just kind of sit there and like pitch in every once in a while.
I just got to look pretty and answer, and you probably say something off the wall.
Yeah, we're gonna be on tomorrow with Doomkiller HD,
talking about Marvel Rivals.
Yeah,
he wants to have a Marvel route. He's just got back into streaming, and I'm guessing he applied for a Marvel Rivals code. We got to see if we can get him into the creator program.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely accepting applications right now. In fact, I actually just saw a fucking literal application. I got to send it to Doom so he can apply, because I feel like he could definitely get in there.
Yeah, on his channel, right?
Yeah, so we'll be on there tomorrow at what was it, 7 Eastern.
I feel like he always says like 4 Pacific, and 4 Pacific for him is like 8 Eastern.
Yeah,
I don't know how it works out that way, but
because he's late. But it's fine.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm always ready at 7, but it always ends up being 8. I don't know, so we'll see.
I'm always ready when I see a DM from him. I'm like, all right, time to get ready. So I'll be on. So we'll be talking about some Marvel Rivals, some more Marvel Rivals. I'm pretty sure that I'm not allowed to reveal what Marvel Rivals just told me earlier. So we'll only be able to talk about what's officially been revealed. But they got some cool shit coming up. I'm looking forward to. So we'll catch y'all next week, and if you're interested in seeing Jay Stupid Face some more, definitely go check us out tomorrow on Doom Killers podcast where we dive into Marvel Rivals. Next week, hopefully no one else gets near assassinated because we got Deadpool and Wolverine. It's supposed to be the week of the comic nerds. We got Deadpool and Wolverine. We got the Marvel Rivals console and PC beta kicking off. We got San Diego Comic-Con. We got the Suicide Squad season 2. It's going to be a big week for all you superhero nerds. So hopefully nothing bad happens and we just have a nice good time, make some good content, have some fun. We'll let you know if we hear anything about codes. As far as I know, as far as the Marvel Rival codes go, you're probably going to have to wait until the 25th for those Twitch drops to go live.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought there was going to be like Twitch drops, and if you watched, you could earn one.
Yeah, that starts the 25th, so it looks, and they said that they're going to have something for content creators, but they haven't announced it yet. So we'll keep you posted. If the stuff they sent me earlier didn't have anything about stuff creators could give away. They just gave me a heads up about some content that they're going to reveal. I'm assuming at their Comic-Con panel next week. So if we do get extra codes, I'll definitely be giving them out. But otherwise, you're going to if you didn't get an invite, you're going to have to wait until the 25th for those Twitch drops, and then you'll be able to get a code just by watching one of us stream the game on Twitch. But should be fun. Looking forward to it. Thank you once again, everyone, hanging out with us on this lovely evening. Make sure you check us out. I don't know if Jay has any content planned, but I'm dropping a video tomorrow morning, so look out for that on my channel.
I will at some point stream some Fortnite because I think Pirates of the Caribbean dropped tonight.
Little Fortnite.
Yeah, I need to get some gameplay in, and new Mortal Kombat Takeda comes out on Tuesday, I think.
There you go.
We'll do that, and then Marvel Rivals.
So Marvel Rivals, Mortal Kombat, Fortnite with Jay. My video tomorrow, and I'll be doing Marvel Rivals, Suicide Squad, and I'll be streaming Comic-Con, parts of Comic-Con. We're doing like another live coverage thing like we did last year. So that was a good time. I'll catch y'all next week. Don't commit any acts of political violence. In the meantime, I'm Sadot the Gamer.
Jayshockblast.
Zip it up, zip it out. Peace, my naysayers.